Hey y'all, we're Jimmy and Lisa with Findus Camping. In today's video, we are going to try to explain to you
who is FindUs Camping
and who are we.
What's it all about?
So we're going to start off by kind of saying we started creating what we're doing. I think a fish just choked.
It did.
We're just going to kind of start off by saying we created this so our families can follow us along on our adventures and our journeys and see what we see through social media.
And it literally started as like a Facebook account, and FindUs Camping was kind of all the things I could come up with, that was the one that stuck. And then it turned into Instagram, and then it turned into YouTube, and then it turned into TikTok. So we're kind of on all the things.
Which is a lot of work. So FindUs Camping started as that, and it grew into you guys. It grew into the RV community. It grew into, let's go see if we can get a couple people together to camp together, to something we have right now. We'll discuss those a little more in depth as we go on. But yes, that's where we came from, because everybody asks how to FindUs Camping. Who is FindUs Camping?
Yeah, it really did just start trying to share our adventures. Like, even our kids were younger at the time, and they would go with us a lot. And it was just a way to kind of look back and reflect. And as we got more into the RV community, we realized what an awesome community it was. And FindUs Camping has kind of turned into a way for us to share that community with you, with each other, with the people we meet along the way. And not only for us to share it with you, but as we share it with you, you all meet one another and you can share it with each other. And the community just grows and grows and grows.
So we can talk about our community again here. Our community started, like I said earlier, about getting some campers, people together, and we had, 5, 6, 7 RVs together. And now we've grown to 4 and 5 campouts a year, between 25 and 85 to 100 RVs.
Which, can equate to a couple hundred people, which
Fast.
Gives us the opportunity to meet you in person, but it also gives you all the opportunity to meet one another in person, which is what in turns builds our community, your community, the RV community. And I think the reason community is so important to us is, back in the day, some of you are old enough to remember this, some of you have heard about it, but there was a time when people actually knew their neighbors and they did whatever they needed to help their neighbors. And I feel like we've kind of gotten away from that as a society in whole.
And we've learned that through our lawn care world, because we give discounts to our customers that give referrals. And we've heard it so many times over the last couple of years, they will say, my neighbor referred you, and we will say, who's your neighbor? And they go, the guy that lives next door. And I said, can you give me his name? And he said, well, I don't know. We lived next to him for 3.5 years, and I don't know their name. So
that's not that you need to be friends with them, but it's kind of crazy that you don't even know who your next door neighbor is.
But your neighbor, I just talked to him today at the campsite. And yeah, it's a totally different world.
It's back in the day where people spoke to one another and they were friendly with one another. And you don't have to be best friends or anything, but just be cordial and social, and you get to meet so many people. And I think it's because when we meet other RVers, like, we already have this one passion that we share, that is RVing. And so the community just grows. So we have that seems to be our thing. We really enjoy building that community, and there's so many different ways to do it. The first one that we've kind of evolved from is, like he said, it's campouts. It's getting groups of one another, groups of us and fellow RVers together.
It started out as all of our friends. And
like our immediate friends.
Yeah, and it became most of your friends that became friends with most of those friends.
And so now we have all these friends, you all have all these friends, and we've really noticed it because we also do lives on YouTube, and we've noticed that the chat in our live has not only become a way for you all to chat with us and us to chat back, it's become a way for you all to chat with one another because you've met each other at our campouts and we've grown that community, which just makes my heart happy.
So, like she was saying about the communication back and forth on the YouTube lives, we have seen so many people that don't know each other, never knew each other, and we sit back and we just kind of watch, and we watch that chat, and we can see this person talking to that person that we feel and we know, because one lives way up here, one lives way down here in 2 different states. They're talking to each other, and they met through our campouts.
Or through our channels. And so, not that we are responsible for everyone that knows everyone, right? But in our community, we have not personally introduced you all to one another, but it's nice to feel like you're a part of building that community and helping you all find one another and find people that you can enjoy camping in the beautiful Florida Keys or in the Smoky Mountains or wherever your paths may cross.
So that brings us to our next community building that we're trying to do. So we're going to walk around this beautiful area here a little bit more, and we're going to think about what we're going to talk about on this next segment of it. But yeah, it's all about the people and the places.
So we spent the mid to latter part of last year, and we're still working the beginning of this year on a new way to build community.
And we're trying to make it so you guys have to stay with us even longer at a time, not just 3 days, 5 days, 7 days.
So this year, instead of just the 1 or 2 campouts that we normally would have, we're going to have a total of 5.
5 guys, maybe 6. We're working on one more right now.
Right, so 5 campouts, and we're trying to expand to different parts of the country because typically we've been East Coast, heavy. And so this year we're doing for the first time ever what we're calling a FindUsCamping Crawl, which will have us leaving Virginia.
But unfortunately, we cannot crawl. We're not going to crawl. It's actually going to be the FindUsCamping Fast because it's quick.
Okay. But we're leaving Virginia at the beginning of June. We're making a trip across the southern part of the United States, out to Arizona, making our way up to Montana. We're going to have a camp out in Yellowstone. We're going to have a camp out in Black Hills, South Dakota. So if you're a West Coaster or you're out in that area and
you need to come see us.
Yeah, if you haven't been able to come to anything on the East Coast, now's your chance.
We're coming to you.
We're coming to you, and then we're going to come back to the East Coast. We're going to land in Tennessee. We have another camp out that is a boondocking event in Maryland this fall. But what's different about the crawl is we're taking 6 other RVs with us. So it'll be a total of 7 families traveling, making this trek from Virginia out to Arizona, up almost to Canada, and back down to Tennessee.
Almost 7,000 miles, guys. 7,000 miles, we're taking 7 RVs.
We're already planning for next year and the next year, and I won't drop all the details about that just yet because we're still in the planning phase. But a lot of that also depends on how well it goes this year. So maybe we can more definitely lock that in after we're at least midway through the trip and hoping things go the way we anticipate.
So this is a perfect time now to start following our FindUsCamping Facebook page because we do a lot of work on there to tell you what we're doing, where our campout's going to be and where our crawls are going to be. And if you go to our website at FindUsCamping.com, we will have a spot down there for our newsletters, and we're going to start getting busy on the newsletters so we can keep up with you guys. So if you can't see all of our videos because you're not subscribed, and I don't know why you're not subscribed, because you need to like and subscribe like right now.
Click the button.
So you have that. We will talk more about those, but they will also be on the website, so you can check there or be on our newsletter, and we will send you an email.
And this year's crawl is going a little fast, but we...
That's why it's not a crawl.
Yeah, we have to leave in June, and we have a deadline we have to be back for. Next year, we're going to be able to take it a little slower, which may take out some of our people because they may not be able to be gone that long at one stretch, but...
That's the benefit of our crawls.
Right, so the benefit of it taking longer is maybe you can't make all the way from the beginning to the end, but maybe you can join us midway through and make a couple stops along the way. So I think it's going to allow a little more flexibility for people that want to join in but can't what's the word?
They can't commit to the whole trip.
That's the word. Can't commit to the whole 2 months or the whole 3 months. Next year will be a little more flexible. So anyway, that's how we're working really hard
to build the RV community. We need to build our lives up. That is building the strongest community, I think, because you guys are talking amongst each other, and it's just we just sit back now and we just watch you guys talk. We're just the face of this community. You guys are the people.
And the community also allows you something else we didn't talk about. It allows you the opportunity to meet us, to meet other people in the community, but it also allows you a huge database of information. So whether you've been RVing for a minute or for 20 years, we have a pretty strong community of folks that have been doing it and might have answers, whether it's a newbie question or I can't believe I didn't know that question. We have a community that you can now come to ask those questions and get real life experience answers, not just something somebody read online.
So as much as we hate to do this, we're going to have to take this inside because I don't know if you guys see, the black is coming fast.
As a reminder, there are multiple places you can find us in addition to Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. You can find us here in the Florida Keys. You can find us
on YouTube Live on every other Wednesday.
You might find us hanging out at our campsite. You might find us inside if it's raining. You might find us in the truck heading to our next destination. Until the next time you find us, wherever we are, safe travels, y'all.